Ross Atkins runs that entire analytics department. Ross Atkins and his analytics department, that's a joke. That's reason one, Ross Atkins needs to leave as GM. Reason two, the offense. That offense was the worst I've ever seen with this team on any semi-series squad. That's also Ross Atkins. He needs to go.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, if it wasn't already clear, we're going to be talking about Ross Atkins, and there's some pretty big updates about him and talking to the media that I want to touch on, so make sure you stay till the end. Now, the clip that I just played was of Sid from Breakfast Television just absolutely unloading on Ross Atkins after the Toronto Blue Jays playoff loss earlier this week. And look, folks, I am not the biggest fan of Sid and his sports takes. Like, he's definitely come out before and just said some ridiculous stuff, but here, talking about Ross Atkins, I think he's making a lot of sense. And he isn't the only one that's calling for Ross Atkins' head right now. Jays Journal just posted an article titled, "With the latest failure, it's time for the Blue Jays to end the Ross Atkins experiment." In it, they write, "After another early exit from the postseason, it's time for the Blue Jays ownership to change the direction of this franchise. The Jays are 0-6 in wildcard games since the current competitive window with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette opened in 2020. They cannot squander the final 2 years with that core under team control. Current GM Ross Atkins hasn't built a successful World Series contender in Toronto. All he's built are pretenders." As hard as it is to admit, the 2023 Jays had a flawed and mediocre offense. They ranked 16th in baseball on home runs and RBIs, 14th on runs scored, and 11th in OPS. Now, there is a lot going on in that article right there, guys, and I want to break it down because I know every Toronto Blue Jays fan, we want to grab the torch, we want to grab the pitchfork, and we just want to point the blame at somebody, and I want to make sure that we are, in fact, pointing it at the right person. So Ross Atkins, for those who don't know, has effectively been the guy making the trades and making the signings and doing the extension throughout the entire Vladimir Guerrero Jr. era. And in some cases, he's done a really good job, right? I mean, like Kevin Gausman, for instance, I think that everybody is just loving that signing. He did a great job there. And Chris Bassett, right? He was phenomenal this season, and had the Blue Jays not had him, they might have not even made playoffs in the first place. So he's definitely made some good moves, but on the flip side of things, there's also a few red flags on his resume, right? Like the Varsho trade. You know, who knows where that's going to pan out, but so far, I think Jays fans are kind of unhappy with that one. And, you know, the entire Manoah situation, for instance, right? Like, I feel like we can all agree that even though part of that is on Manoah, it could have ultimately been handled better. So I think when you zoom out and you look at Ross Atkins and his tenure with the Toronto Blue Jays, you go, all right, you know, you built a competitive team. You did stuff, right? Which is more than you can say about some other guys in this league, but where are the results? At the end of the day, folks, really getting into the specifics of every single Ross Atkins move, it doesn't matter, you know, because even if you loved every single thing that he has done as a GM, right? You come to me and you say, here are all the reasons why every move he's made is great. I can come to you and I can go, well, here, look at this. 0-6 in the playoffs. And now, because of all of this, the Toronto Blue Jays, they found themselves at a crossroads, right? Because the clock is ticking. Guerrero, Bichette, how long are these guys going to be with this team in this so-called competitive window, right? And, you know, they already got rid of Charlie Montoyo, so they already changed managers in that way. And, you know, we've already made some big trades. We've made some big signings. We've spent so much money, you know, so you look at everything that they've done to try and make this window work. And really, the only thing that they haven't tried at this point is getting rid of Ross Atkins. So to really sum up what the Jays Journal is talking about here and kind of put it into my own words, like getting rid of Ross Atkins, it's not going to automatically solve all of the problems, right? Like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. isn't automatically going to start hitting 40 home runs again and stop grounding into double plays. But getting rid of Ross Atkins is really also the only thing that this team has left to try, because they've done everything else, and someone needs to take the hit for an 0-6 record with this core. So that right now is, I think, where Toronto Blue Jays fans and just maybe the Toronto Blue Jays team as a whole is with Ross Atkins. But take a look at this.
Whoa, time for your daily Betway breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play. In collaboration with iGaming Ontario, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
Ross Atkins and his presser with the media is going to be held on Saturday, October 7th at 11 a.m., a little bit after this video is coming out. And this tweet here by Danielle sums up my thoughts exactly. Ross Atkins is scheduled to meet with the media tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. But here's where things get interesting. Mark Shapiro won't hold his end-of-year availability until next Thursday, October 12th. That strikes me as being very strange. And honestly, guys, me too. Like, why are these pressers happening at different times, and why are they almost a week apart from each other? Now, this really could have absolutely nothing to do with anything, right? Maybe it's just the scheduling of Mark and Ross, but I also would not be surprised at all if this is just the beginning of an inching out process of Ross Atkins, and if maybe in a few weeks' time, he gets the boot. It is going to be very interesting to hear what he comes out and what he says in this presser, because he's going to need to find a way to win Toronto Blue Jays fans back over to his side, and he's going to have to do it fast. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go!